Okay, the center games. So I was packing all of my belongings, and constantly, evaluating where they fit in a U-Haul. I didn't know how I was going to get home. They're really, since we've left Labrador, there's no way to afford an apartment there for sure, and no way to afford a house. And sadly, Chris's mother still lives there, but there was especially in mobile homes in Labrador, there have been, his father had a lot of things from his, he was a small engine repair person. And when I met Chris and a lot of Chris's belongings moved over to the house, I became really ill because I had the multiple chemical sensitivity to a degree already, but everything he had a strong impermeation of gas. So and he suffered then too, but we had to move, and he also has, well, he still has bronchitis, and I don't have it anymore. I don't know. Maybe I had it because he was with me before he was with me. I knew you before I saw you, kind of thing. Maybe it's his illness, but we were putting some of the gas-laden things out of the house, or we built ourselves a little shed and separated it or aired it out, and we both were doing better. I didn't really know that he had a problem until this, since we've been married, and I see it occurring. But I bet he cleared up a nice bit. But there was also mold in the trailer, so I couldn't even really go there. If even I would be welcome, and that's another situation. But there was nowhere really to go. But it was something to think about, to stay positive, because that's one of the things when whatever it is that gets at families, that gets at whoever is in control of the finances in a marriage, and sometimes it's the woman. So there are men probably in my situation right now, if this is a tactic of a superpower trying to take over our country, or family by family, or take over, well, which is taking over a country, taking over the family and the security of children. You have to try and find, somebody, a friend, a relative, just something in your head without even bothering them, to organize your thoughts as to where you're going to go. Or, because there is this, Zeppelin who just isn't happy unless you're admitting that you're going to be in the street under a tree, and then they go off happy because that's, like a win for them. And sadly, it is that sick since we came up here in the subconscious. I didn't know this. We, call us rude or spoiled or hoity-toity. I didn't know this where we lived before. And I can, too, pin it down to one grouping. So you plan somewhere, the least that you're going to have, because that's what they're wanting. So you get your rooming house. And you stack in your mind, you stack all the boxes in the rooming house, and they're all glad because, oh, ha, ha, I broke her stuff, yeah, yeah. And you have to pack it up because everything else is packed up, and you can't just have your stuff up, because also say they do win in court or wherever, and start selling your house out from under you, or you go out and he starts bringing people in, or do one of these online sales that some of them are famous for trying to do to people behind their back here, and they come in and start touching your stuff, or attaching their mana, because mana's real to your stuff, the same way subliminal is real when it's attached. In any case, I packed up all my things, and a lot of these plastic toys that have been, suggested to put out in garage sales where they won't make even 5 cents. I put in a bin, and just to please myself so that I wouldn't feel so tired. But when, the sound wave comes at your head, because it's not your own subconscious asking yourself that, what are you going to do with those? I showed that in my life, the way I am, the kind of people I know, I would eventually become involved in a church group or some sort of a group where we go to a park or a playground or a field, and we'd have some picnic or school function or a party, or, even when Emma had children, because, 5-10 years is nothing in any estimation for a big container of toys that are valueless after the first 3 or 4 uses, if you're only buying them because someone needs you to buy them, and now they need to concentrate on you buying the next thing, and you've lost your mind to mindless. But anyway, I was going to put them out all over the field, maybe have one person at each station, and have the children go and play with each lot of these toys. I mean, you can have, and then move to the next lot. You can spend a full afternoon, and the children will get to play with every toy that you have there in a controlled setting. And whoever was manning the station just brings them all back and puts them back in the bin at the end of the day. And that's all I was going to explain. And I know for a fact that my nature didn't bring any of the rest out, because I really am not stressed at all. But if if a man can hear the sound of fear and the sound of destruction and the sound of sadness and the sound of loss and inability, I guess it is a person's responsibility to allow that they can hear and that they feel it. And for Jesus, who I believe was lost to the Nazis himself for some time.